everybody. This is Principal Anderson. I am so excited today because, well, first of all, because February is Black History Month. We usually get 27 or 28 days, depending on leap year, I guess.
Yes, 28.
But I'm so excited because I got some true pioneers here, and we're going to talk for a little bit with you just about Black History Month, what it means to us. But what I wanted to do is let's go around so you'll know who's at this round table. So we'll start with Ms. Green, then Ms. Price, and go around. They can just kind of say their name. Don't say too much because I got a bunch of questions for you.
Okay.
So you have to say your name.
Oh. Mrs. Earlene Green.
Who just celebrated a birthday.
Who just celebrated her 80th birthday and enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. Pamela Price. You said
And
don't say
you
too
say
much.
who you are, though, or something.
I
Ms.
am.
Price.
I'm Pamela Price. I'm the director of Parent University
Oh, my
for
Lord.
Chicago Public Schools.
Thank you.
Is that good enough?
That's better.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Hilarious. Hi, I'm Phyllis Ford France, and I am a teacher here at Michelle Clark, and I teach history.
I'm Donovan Robinson. I'm the Director of Culture and Climate here at Michelle Clark High School.
And so what's really cool about this is when we talk about Black History Month, a lot of times I think because when we start looking at the younger generation, sometimes it's become watered down for them. Like, I think even in talking about that our Reverend Jesse Jackson has passed, I don't know if people really understand, like, and when I say people, I would say like young people don't really understand like all of the work that he's done. Because I think about that, he's probably like one of the last ones that worked with Dr. Martin Luther King.
Whole civil rights.
And and Chicago and all this. So I guess the question I would like to start out, and anybody can answer, why do you think talking about racism is so important? Or does it need to be talked about?
Yes.
I think it needs to be talked because some people think that it don't exist until it hits them. Then it exists. It's not only black, it's all the other generations that they're prejudiced about. So it's not just us, but we seem to be the ones at the bottom of the pole because they think that we're slaves. We weren't slaves. We were enslaved, but we weren't slaves. We were kings and queens. They enslaved us and brought us here to do the work.
That's right.
So what do you say to people who now this has become so watered down that I think like now generations think these are some of the stuff that we just read because they're so far removed from it.
Yes.
You know, I think about like growing up, we never had all of the Nikes and the everything else, right, Robinson? And now all of a sudden, if you don't have those, you're not cool because you forgot the struggle to get to those things. What?
I think also it's about educating the newer generation, the younger generation, just based around, as you said, with Reverend Jackson passing on yesterday. I read an insert on Twitter this morning that a young man was told that Jesse Jackson had passed, and he said, "Oh, that's the man at the DMV."
Oh,
I'm sorry.
And that just struck a chord in me.
but who's is that someone's fault or is that just like did we not do enough to promote the like? I even think if you think about Black inventors, the things that we created,
Correct.
have we
did
just
not.
not promoted enough?
We did
or
not.
We
We
did
did
not
not.
for the simple reason
we did not.
they had history in school, but they didn't do black history.
Correct.
The parents got to get on them. They
That's
want
right.
black history in school,
Correct.
not just American history, but let's show what we're doing and what we have done and what we've created to bring this USA together.
Yeah.
Ms. Green, I think we got to do more than that because a lot of our parents don't know that we
Thank
are
you.
kings and queens.
I'm telling you.
And I think our young people, they don't know nothing about that. They don't know anything
Didn't
about
nobody
that.
teach them.
So this is something that's always struck a chord with me, and it's the three questions I keep asking myself.
Okay.
What was I taught in school about African American history? What did I live as related to African American history,
Yes.
and what did I learn? Because the things that I was taught that was the civil rights movement, that was equal opportunity. So in my mind, that teaching said that everything was good. We were equal. We were good.
Yeah.
But in my living,
It was not.
It was
Yeah,
different.
quite the
I was like, oh,
contrary.
what do you mean
Yeah.
that I'm not as superior? I thought we were all equal, right? And so then in my learning, I had to learn then how to to as a black man, figure out how to fit in without overstepping or making someone feel uncomfortable.
That's right.
Because if someone feels uncomfortable with you, then that creates a whole nother issue for you.
Correct.
So, like, how you guys think about, like, what you're teaching versus what you lived and versus what you learned?
Well, I can say, and I'm sorry, I can say that when I grew up, I had very conscious parents. And my brother was part of the Black Panther movement. And so when I was very young, I learned early on, probably when I was 10, 11, about Black history, our contributions, that we were kings and queens. I went to school on a weekend to learn all about our history. So I had a very good understanding of Black people, Black culture, and I guess that's why I'm so passionate about it now. And I've taught it for many years, and I enjoy it. But what's funny that you said that is just the other week I was talking to the student, because I teach history, and I asked the boy about Nelson Mandela. They have no clue who he is. And that's a problem. And that's a problem as Black parents and Black educators. And we have failed these kids.
So, and this question is to Mr. Robinson only because this is from a Black male standpoint. We also know that Black men are like the backbone of the family, right?
Correct.
And we realize that Black men have been kind of destroyed just through everything, right?
Yeah.
How do we help students now get that back to understand that? Or are we too far removed that they can never get this?
I don't
or
think we're never too far removed.
That's
I
right.
think we start right where we are as Black men, just in an educational system. One, showing up in a professional manner, for they can just see that. As I know we do here at Michelle Clark, we try to focus on being in professional attire as Black men, at least on Mondays and Tuesdays, so they can see that and start mirroring that themselves. But then also, then you get the opportunity to start teaching them various things. Just using myself as on the platform, it took for one of our seniors to come to me and said, "Mr. Robbins, because of you, I know how to ride the train. I know how to get to the Sox Park every day. It's because you took us on that train ride and taught us the train system or the CTA system to get from one side of the city of Chicago to another side that I had never been on, and it's small things like that that you can give the students a basis and then start talking about the past. Like I know when I have some students in my office this week, I'm going to talk to them about when Reverend Jackson ran twice to be the president. And the only reason I know that is because he was the co-pastor of the church I grew up in, but my mother was his press secretary. And she was always gone traveling with Reverend Jackson. But when I tell people he ran twice, they look at me like I'm crazy because they just don't know the history.
they think
Right.
we only had one Black male
That's right.
run and he won?
That's it.
Oh, well, right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have females, Shirley Chisholm, man.
But people don't know that type of
Yeah.
history. So let me also talk about what history has done to us. Is history has made us afraid of ourselves. So this is now to the women here.
Okay.
We've made you think that if you see a Black man with dreads or a young guy, be careful because he's probably going to try to take your purse or he's probably going to do something. I think those stereotypes continue to push, and I don't know, like,
That's true.
how you guys feel about that, but no matter how much you say, no, I think they all deserve this chance, you still have some fear or interpretation because of what we've created or what society has created.
Yeah.
But I would like to comment on what he's saying. With kids, you don't tell them, you show them. They learn much faster if you show them and set an example. I got 8 boys. And
8 boys and 80.
and 8 boys and a daughter, okay? And me and my husband showed them what to do. I didn't say, go do this, go do that. Show me. My husband told one of my sons, go change the flat tire. And I looked at him. He said, what you looking at me for? I said, you got to show him how to change that flat tire.
Yeah.
He can't just go change a flat tire.
Yeah.
Show him. But that's what we need to do with these students. Don't just sit in the classroom and say this, say that. Take them out.
Yes.
Show them what this city is about, what we created in this city and other cities.
Yeah.
Field trips.
Yeah.
Get out of that classroom and show them. They will appreciate it much better instead of going downtown and tearing up stuff.
Yeah.
Go see what your foreparents have created.
And what they fought for.
Yes.
Like, I don't
Nothing.
think people know. No, I'm saying I don't think people know what, like, our foreparents, the people that we stand on their shoulders, they don't know what we fought for. That when Martin Luther King came here, and the people didn't want him here, everybody was worried about him coming. They
Right.
don't know that how we had to fight through that in order to even just be here.
Right.
I mean, if you look, even in the education field, I don't know about anybody else, but it took me. I don't think I ever had a black male professor or teacher.
I had a black teacher.
I had a black female teacher. Let me back up. But black male, I didn't have that.
I didn't have black male or female.
I had black male
In high school.
in high school. Right.
And so, that, I don't know if that would have made a difference, if that would have made me look differently at something or think
depends on
differently.
the teacher.
Yeah, depends on the teacher. But even when you look at that, that's a whole nother piece where we're not standing up in areas that
That's right.
we need to be heard in.
Yeah.
And real quick, because we run out of time, but I do want to also just add in, do we teach our African American young people now to conform to what it is so that they'll be safe, or do we teach them that it's okay to have your voice, to understand what's going on around you?
I think we should never, ever tell them. They always should speak.
That's right.
They gotta stand up,
Use
because
your
I think that's the
voice,
problem
yes.
we have in right now this day. A lot of us see stuff happening out there, but we won't say nothing. We'll just sit there. We'll talk about it to you or somebody else, but we won't speak up when we see it happening out there.
What happening to each other?
Right, to
Yes,
each
for
other. We
sure.
won't say nothing.
Yeah.
So
Which is even worse.
I to me, that's what I'm looking at right now, and I'm always learning. I'm even learning right now, even with our Black History Month we're going through now. YouTube. I found out. Look, I just found out YouTube got it all the way back from the Bible. So I'm thinking, hey, how can we introduce this to our parents
Yes.
and stuff so they can see this is where we came from. This is who we are.
Yes.
We don't know who we are.
I do.
Yeah. I remember watching
say it.
Roots for the first time. I was so angry, crying. I was so emotional watching Roots because
everybody, yeah.
I had every
Okay,
emotion
yeah.
probably named
Yeah.
because I felt like I was a part of it and I was living it.
Yeah.
And I felt like because of them, here I am. But when was the last time Roots was aired, or like that was a conversation?
If you notice, they don't really put that stuff on anymore, like they used to. If you pay attention, they don't. We used to have black shows all the time, especially at this time. But now, you have to go to some streaming station to find it. But they don't put it on television, not like they used to.
Well, go to YouTube. They got everything.
Well, the other thing about it not being on TV and all of that is
Yeah.
that now what we do is we make students feel like they are only successful if they get into the NBA,
Correct.
the NFL,
Yes.
or they this great rapper. And everybody's not going to get into the NFL. Everybody's not going to be in
Most
the
of them
NBA.
Everybody don't
You
go to
know,
college.
and
Yeah.
everybody's not going to be this rapper that becomes great.
Yeah.
Correct.
And so they feel like they didn't win if they didn't.
Yeah.
So I struggle with that too. Like, how do we help them to figure out what they can be, what they can do based off of where they are or understanding their talents?
Well,
I was talking to one of the teachers, the principal at Marshall. I said, what you need to do, get your ones that done graduated years before and the older ones for Black History. Let them come in this auditorium. Bring the kids down.
Yes.
Let them talk to them about how they lived. I was born on a plantation in the middle of a cotton field. I know Mr. Hill's plantation.
Oh.
I was born in a shotgun house, but they wouldn't believe it. I said, yes, I was.
And most people don't even know what a
They
shotgun
don't even
house
know
Thank
what
you.
is.
I mean. They don't
But see,
even know
that's what I'm
they-
saying.
yeah.
Until somebody
When you
told me it
tell
means I
them
can
this,
stand at your front door
then
and
they can
shoot you and they
ask
would go
you-
out the
then-
back door. Did you know
then
that,
they can
Tom?
ask you questions.
Yeah.
You tell them this so they can ask you questions because they don't know what to ask if they don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
What were you
came to
gonna say,
Chicago
Rob?
when I was 3 months old.
Where'd you come from?
absolutely.
Well, Mississippi.
Yeah, most people.
So it takes for great minds like you all that's here, on this podcast, to reach out and speak with the students. Each of you all have stories to be able to tell
Yes.
Right.
about past things that you have seen, you've lived, and you may have been engaged in yourself. I can only use Mr. Anderson is because he fought so much for this school.
Right.
I was in all the
Yes.
meetings.
Yes.
I watched educators, not get on board of what he was fighting for Michelle Clark. And now Michelle Clark is known throughout the city of Chicago. I have people always talking about, man, what that man doing to my school? My mama lived down the street, and I saw that football field, and we ain't never had no tennis courts at Michelle Clark High School.
For sure.
That's amazing to hear that, and that's on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to educating our students in the classroom, Ms. Forfrance know how I feel about Black history
Yes,
when it
sir.
comes to her, and she plays this documentary about the cotton fields.
Yeah.
And that is just mind-blowing. I know just for me when I first saw it, almost 9 years ago,
Yeah.
at my first time here at Michelle Clark of working, and I was just amazed, and that's why I bring it up to her all the time, is because our students need to know
Yeah.
about information
Right.
as such,
Absolutely.
and then understanding how Ms. Price can be a great voice of talking about parent university, and talking to the students and saying is that you may have someone in your family who have not finished something.
Right.
Let me help them,
Yes.
get to that next level. Let me put you in a class like she had, I think it was last year, the year before, teaching them how to do Spanish with the city colleges. Those things are transformative
Right.
in one's lives, and not just in the Austin community, but throughout the city of Chicago at large. For us to be able to reach someone, and then teach them, because if we don't reach and teach, they'll never know.
And if we let legacy die, then did it really happen?
Correct.
Because in 5 years, if people don't, and we say, oh my God, and we bring up Reverend Jesse Jackson, or we bring up Dr. Martin Luther King, and people are like, huh? Then we've let legacy die.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the only thing they know is we live off what the rappers do, or
Exactly, or what one teaches also, the history books, or let's just say Reverend Jackson. Reverend Jackson was there with Martin Luther King when he got shot, but he didn't die then.
Right.
Right.
They killed him in the hospital.
Yeah, that's right.
But they don't talk
They
about
don't say
that part
that.
of the
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
They're saying, hey, we put this white man in jail because we say he killed Reverend, Martin Luther King, but that wasn't the case. But we have to start teaching that real history
Yes.
of
Right.
what really happened to our, civic leaders.
That's why I say when you know stuff, tell it.
Yes.
Correct.
Don't hold it to yourself, because I know when I was a kid going to school, everything I learned, I ran home and told my mama. I ran home and told her everything. They had the old saying that fish and milk will kill you. Okay,
Fish and milk?
That's old. That's some of the. That's some of the.
Is
old
that
stuff.
like how you bred the fish with the milk?
No. This is some of the some. Old
See,
folks-
that's something you can write a book on.
Listen. When they told me that, and in the lunchroom we had milk and fish that day, and I ate it, I couldn't wait to get home to tell my mama fish and milk don't kill you. Okay? That's what I'm saying. You have to.
That's right.
You have to teach the older ones too.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I graduated from high school, I took my mama to the doctor, and the doctor asked her what grade did she finish. My mama had finished maybe 3rd grade. She told him she finished high school. I looked at mama. They said, what high school did you finish? She said, Marshall High School. When we got out, I said, ain't why you tell. She said, you finished, didn't you? I said, yes. She said, well, I did too.
There you go. There you go.
Okay.
So teach the older ones so they can teach us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Yes.
always bring information home. Once we give it to
Yes,
them, bring it
I'm gonna
home.
tell it.
You guys, we are out of time. However,
Yes.
this has been like really, really good talk.
This
So we
was-
probably
Yeah,
gonna
this
have to
is
get back
wonderful.
together
Yeah.
again.
Yes.
But I want to thank you guys. Thank you, Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Ford France.
Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Yes.
Miss Price.
Yes.
Thank you,
yes,
birthday
yes.
girl, Miss Green.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, there's so much more we can talk about with Black History Month
Yes.
being a month. But I've seen, just like McDonald, with 365. I mean, we
Okay.
don't just stay black for February. So thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yes.
Look forward to more podcasting.
Bring some students in on it.
Yes.
Yes.
She ain't gotta let it when we do it, so we don't gotta feel pain.